Alleviate shoulder stiffness, pain, and limited mobility with these simple frozen shoulder exercises you can do at home. But first, tell us about your frozen shoulder experience in the comments below. Hi, I'm Dr. Nicholas Mercer, physical therapist and creator of Pain to Peak, your first line of defense against musculoskeletal pain. Before we get into the exercises, let's clear up some confusion. While stiffness, pain, and limited range of motion are the most common symptoms of frozen shoulder, just because you are experiencing all of these symptoms does not mean you have a true frozen shoulder or adhesive capsulitis, which involves both inflammation and fibrosis of the glenohumeral joint capsule. However, many people, healthcare professionals included, will misdiagnose frozen shoulder based solely on symptoms of stiffness, pain, and range of motion limitations. These symptoms are also associated with other shoulder conditions such as rotator cuff injuries, arthritis, and even cervical radiculopathy, to name just a few. One way to determine if you likely have a true frozen shoulder is to look at the progression of your symptoms. True frozen shoulder typically begins with progressively worsening pain and increasing stiffness over 2 to 9 months. After that initial phase, the pain will begin to gradually decrease while the shoulder progressively loses range of motion in all directions of movement, typically lasting 4 to 12 months. Finally, the pain becomes minimal and range of motion gradually returns over the next 12 to 24 months. Does this mean that the following exercises can't help you? Of course not. However, the research I used to put these exercises together are based on a diagnosis of frozen shoulder, so always be mindful of your pain and consult your physician before beginning any exercise program. Let's begin. There are 3 variations of this technique, so the one you decide to implement will depend on your specific range of motion restrictions and pain level. We will start with the simplest version. Stand next to the edge of a sturdy table and let your arm rest by your side. Place your hand or forearm against the edge of the table and back up so your arm goes in front of your body. When you reach your end range, where the shoulder feels stiff or stops moving, push slightly into the table, making sure to keep your elbow straight. Slowly increase the amount of pressure into the table until you can't push any harder. And as long as there is minimal to no pain, hold for 5 seconds. Then slowly take the pressure off the table as you back up more. You should get a little bit more range of motion. Repeat this until your body stops giving you more range of motion, usually 3 to 5 times. If this is too easy for you, go ahead and progress to this next exercise. This one's very similar, but it allows you to reach greater ranges of motion. Sit in a chair with your hand on top of a table. Lean forward into the table and allow your arm to slide until you reach stiffness or end range of motion. As before, slowly increase the amount of tension you apply down into the table until you are pushing 100% pressure into the table, as long as you experience minimal to no pain. After 5 seconds, slowly let off pressure and allow your body to lean forward and your hand to slide forward a little more. Repeat until you stop improving, usually 3 to 5 sets. For the most advanced progression of this exercise, we will use a door frame. Standing near a doorway with your opposite foot forward, walk your hand up the frame as high as you can, moving your body forward if needed. Once you reach a point of stiffness or end range of motion, slowly increase pressure into the door frame. Once you're at 100%, hold for 5 seconds, then slowly decrease pressure and try to either walk the hand a little higher or move forward more. Repeat until you stop improving, usually around 3 to 5 sets. If these exercises increase your shoulder pain, stop immediately and see your physician. But otherwise, start from the first exercise and progress to the second and third versions of the exercise, depending on your own abilities and symptoms. Again, these exercises have the potential to help with various shoulder conditions, but are intended to improve symptoms and limit the progression of frozen shoulder or adhesive capsulitis. To learn more about improving frozen shoulder, check out paintopeak.com, your first line of defense against musculoskeletal pain. And comment down below if this video helped you. Thanks for watching.